Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to start off our guided reading group by just talking a little bit about fluency. I know this is something that we've talked about all year long, but I just want to make sure we know exactly what it is. And I'm going to demonstrate and show you what a fluent reader should sound like. And I just want you guys to listen carefully so you can identify some of the characteristics of my reading that made me a fluent reader. As I Grew Older by Langston Hughes. It was a long time ago. I have almost forgotten my dream. But it was there then, in front of me, bright like a sun, my dream. And then the wall rose slowly, slowly, between me and my dream. Rose slowly, slowly, dimming, hiding. The light of my dream rose until it touched the sky, the wall. Shadow. I am black. I lie down in the shadow. No longer the light of my dream before me, above me. Only the thick wall. Only the shadow. My hands, my dark hands, break through the wall. Find my dream. Help me to shatter this darkness, to smash this night, to break this shadow into 1,000 lights of sun, into 1,000 whirling dreams of sun. Okay, now I would just discuss with my guided reading group some of the characteristics that I use with my fluent reading. There could be many things. They could talk about reading accurately, my expression, the way I stopped and paused at certain words, how my intonation got higher and lower as I was going out throughout the poem. Now I'm going to go ahead and model my think aloud for my guided reading group. Alright, today we're going to be talking about a comprehension strategy that we have used throughout the year, inferring and predicting, but I think we just need to touch base with it and just go over it a little more in depth to make sure you guys know exactly how to use it, because it's a good strategy that you can use on your own as you're reading to find meaning in the text. So again, I'm going to go ahead and model how I would use this strategy to interpret the text using this strategy. And if you guys remember, inferring is when you read between the lines. You're going to use the context clues from the text, plus your background knowledge, maybe your schema, your prior experiences, to form meaning in the text. And they can also help you to form predictions. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. And as I'm reading, I would like if you guys if you could just take your copy, and when I stop at a word or words that were context clues to me as a reader, I want you guys to just use your pink highlighter and highlight those word or words. And then for if I stop at a word or words and I make a prediction, can you guys just use your blue highlighter and just highlight those word or words? And then the green highlighter, if you guys could just use the green one, if I use any, if I stop and talk about any figurative language, simile, metaphor, something like that, I would just like you guys to highlight that in green. Okay, I'm going to start. As I Grew Older by Langston Hughes. As I grew older. Well, that's telling me that this is something that maybe as I grew older. It's going to be something about something he learned as he grew up and he had life experiences of his own. So I predict that this poem will be about a life lesson or something that the speaker learned over time. Okay. It was a long time ago. Wow, a long time ago. Whenever I see the word like long time ago, I can infer that this happened maybe in his childhood or maybe many, many years ago, because when I use long time ago, I'm usually thinking about my childhood and growing up. Okay. I have almost forgotten my dream. Well, forgotten my dream, that tells me that something must have gotten in his way or hindered his dream. And from my experiences in life, I know that life it can sometimes take you down unexpected roads, and it makes it harder for you to achieve maybe goals that you had set for yourself in your life. So I'm going to predict that maybe that this poem is going to be about the speaker trying to achieve that goal, but maybe there's a roadblock. So let's go on. But it was there then. Well, the use of the word then means to me that it was there in the past, but it's no longer there or attainable in the present day. Okay. In front of me, bright like a sun. Bright like a sun. Well, I can see that the author is using figurative language, and he's using an example of a simile, because he uses the word like to compare his dream to the sun. Bright like a sun. So I know, like, when you're first excited about a new idea, it looks bright because you have high hopes for it to occur in the future. So I can see where he would use the word bright and sun to describe a dream or a goal. Okay, my dream. Well, the use of the word my, I can infer that it's his dream. He uses the word my to show possession. Okay, and then the wall rose. The wall rose. Well, I don't think that the word wall rose, that phrase, is a literal meaning of the word wall. I think that I can infer that he's talking about something got in his way. It wasn't an actual wall, but I think it's a drawback, a roadblock that he came across that's blocking him from his future fate or his dream. And again, with this, I can say I've experienced many. I can say I've experienced many of these in my life where it didn't always go as I had planned. Okay, rose slowly, slowly. Over time, the roadblock just seemed to get worse and worse. Rose slowly and slowly between me and my dream. Rose until it touched the sky. Well, rose until it touched the sky. This tells me, I can infer that this roadblock got so big that there was no way around it at the time, and there was nothing he could do because it was out of his hands. The wall. Shadow. I am black. Well, I am black. That can tell me, this actually tells me a lot about this poem and what the author is talking about. I now know when he says that he is black, I know that the speaker is African American. And from the information in the previous stanzas about roadblock in the life of an African American, I can infer that he is describing the idea of racism in the world and how it feels to see it through the eyes of an African American. Okay. I lie down in the shadow. Well, from my background knowledge, I have learned that African Americans lived in the shadow of the white male who dominated America up until about, I think like late 1960s, 68, when all forms of segregation were declared unconstitutional. It was no longer, it was against the law for there to be segregation. Okay. So no longer the light of my dream before me, above me, only the thick wall, only the shadow. Well, the thick wall and the shadow, at this point in history, I think he's talking about he didn't see segregation and racism ending, and I can infer that the speaker is very depressed because of his choice of words and the tone of the poem at this point. My hands, my dark hands. Well, again, the word dark, that means the word dark here infers the hands of an African American. Break through the wall. Well, I can infer that he feels very strongly about this because he uses an exclamation point, and it's something very important to him. It's his dream to live in a world where there is no racism. Find my dream. Help me to shatter this darkness. Shatter the darkness. The darkness is, he's like depressed about it. I can infer that darkness refers to depression because of the racism in the world and his position as the lesser race at the time. To smash this night, he wants racism and segregation to come to an end so he can live in his dream of being an equal of the white man. To break this shadow into 1,000 lights of sun, into 1,000 whirling dreams of sun, while the sun represents his dream of becoming a free man. So he wants that to come. He wants the sun to come and the racism to come to an end, so he can live as an equal to the white male. And that's how I would do my think aloud. Just an example. Thank you.